Ryan Oswald, and I am a 20-year-old pilot. The thing that inspired me to pursue a career in aviation is my dad has been a pilot. He was in the Air Force, and he worked for airlines, and now he's flying for cargo. The training process is pretty vigorous and consistent. I'm still a student pilot, but starts with flying with an instructor and just getting the feel for everything, learning the basics, and then it goes into ground lessons where we talk about everything that involves flying. So I'd say first is booking. You're at a flight school. There's only a certain amount of planes and a certain amount of instructors. You need to find a plane. I look at the weather and I look through prognostic charts, which is what they show you, like your local news, those big maps with all the fronts. And I think that's actually one of the more important parts. It creates my own confidence that I know how weather will work. Usually the day of, I'll look through the weather again, but more in detail. I have an app on my iPad, it's called ForeFlight, and I give it a flight plan. I send it to a briefing, and it gives me a standard briefing, which includes not all, but most of the requirements that you need to fly as a pilot in command. And then I get to the airport, just like everything kind of earlier, make sure the plane's all good, I get the keys. I drag the plane in the beginning, mainly because we have a new procedure at the ramp at the flight school that we can't start the engine in that area because there's mechanic shops and other hangars that are doing work, and we have it's called prop wash. So all that thrust that the propeller is creating, you'll feel it behind you, and it can become a lot. So I need to move the plane to a spot where people won't really feel that prop wash, so that it moved it. It's not that heavy. And then I do a pre-flight, and pre-flight is probably one of the most crucial parts of flying. You're checking aircraft systems, certain instruments are working, you're checking for fuel, making sure there's no big dents or cracks in anything. So the pre-flight I take seriously every single time. So in the cockpit, each plane's gonna be a little bit different. It looks like a lot of stuff, and it definitely is, but honestly it boils down pretty simply. We call them instruments, and we use that for all references of flying. The red knob is a radio knob. That's what we press to talk in the radios. This is our throttle knob. Increases thrust. This is for mixture. Helps with fuel flow and efficiency. This is our flap lever. These are our instruments. The airspeed indicator. This is the yoke. It is the primary function for the primary control surfaces. In the middle of the plane, we have radios. So we have 2 communication radios to talk to ground control, tower controls. And then I fly, I go through my checklist. This is a checklist. Checklist is the pilot's best friend. We keep it handy right up front. And start the plane, I get rolling, I fly. I have flown with my dad before, my inspiration, and I think it was a really fun time because I'm used to him flying these big planes, these big jet planes, and when he's flown me in the training planes that I fly, the Cessnas, he's taken me and some of my friends up and my sisters up, and overall it was always kind of fun. But I thought it was great that I could step into his world and actually see that he performs all his training. So it was fun. And when I come back, same thing, checklist to shut the plane off, I log it into my logbook, we do all that, and then boom, we debrief if I'm with an instructor. I think I could finish my ratings and certificates by the end of this year, so 2024. And then I think I could finish my flight time, my 1,500 hours, by that next year. So I'd say I could possibly be hired by an airline in 2026, halfway through. I feel proud because I love doing it. Being a pilot, I like knowing those knowledge areas. I think test it out. A lot of flight schools do discovery flights, and it's tons of fun. The flying community and overall being a pilot is one of the most supportive communities I've been a part of. The flight school I'm at is always super accommodating. The reward you get is above all else. I think it's the most fun that you can have living here.